Hello everybody, welcome to The Tube. There's a lot going on tonight's show. Let's get it on. Back in June, President Obama signed the USA Freedom Act into law. The bill finally put limitations on the NSA's ability to bulk collect telephone data. As part of the new bill, the NSA was compelled to release a transparency report detailing if it was meeting the privacy standards. Last week, the NSA did exactly that for the first time. The National Security Agency released a report about its spying. And guess what? The agency gave itself a glowing review, wrapping the actual extent of its snooping in dense bureaucratic language. So what did we learn from the report? We learned that US carriers will continue to retain customer phone metadata, which includes phone numbers and call duration. But instead of the NSA having nearly unlimited access to this data, the agency will require a court order on a pre-case basis. So feel free to talk again. No one is snooping on you. Is this the end for the beloved AOL? Well, maybe, as over the weekend, a senior executive stated that the company may soon ditch its name. The company has shifted in recent years to a content provider featuring the likes of The Huffington Post, Engadget, and TechCrunch. But many people still remember it as the internet provider for our old 56K modems. So AOL wants to make us forget the past and focus on its future. The move to shake things up and evolve into a new company without the associations of the past isn't a new one. Google did the same thing in 2015 by integrating under the umbrella of Alphabet to avoid being labeled just as a search engine. To get your, well, nostalgia buds going, here is an old ad for the old and good AOL.
Every day, America Online is making it easier for people to live, work, and play.
Hey, Dan, ready for the game? I'm just finishing up here with my new kayaking friends.
Kayaking friends on your computer?
Yeah, I just got America Online.
Sounds great. Listen, I can't go to the game today.
What?
I've got to send something for my mom's birthday. It's tomorrow. I'll then book plane tickets for our trip next week, and my kids got to go to the library to look up dinosaurs.
Hey, we can take care of all that before we go.
Yeah, right.
Oh, with America Online.
America Online can do all that?
Yeah. How about sending your mom some nice flowers? All you do is click on Marketplace. We place an order.
Call now for America Online, a new way to use your computer to communicate, have fun, and get instant news and information.
Flowers are sent. Now let's access the online travel service.
How long have you had this?
About a week. And it's so easy. All you do is point and click.
Yeah, this ad is from 1995, at times where nobody believed in proper lighting. And for the weird news of the day, Uber is partnering with Airbus. The on-demand ride service will be offering costly helicopter rides around Utah during the Sundance Film Festival this month. And none other than European Eurospace giant Airbus will be providing the choppers. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Airbus CEO Tom Enders said that it's a pilot project. The report says that Airbus will provide helicopters for Uber's future chopper services. It's not clear if Uber will be purchasing the helicopters, but that would mark a significant departure for Uber, which relies on independent drivers to provide vehicles. So look up to the sky, as pretty soon the sky will be filled with rich people flying above us in an Uber. And now let's get entertained with our new segment on web entertainment. Good evening, Shai Ringel.
Good evening. We'll start with PewDiePie. There's no entertainment on the web without PewDiePie.
Is he gonna cry in this video?
No, he's not gonna cry.
He's gonna scream in this video?
Kind of.
Kind of? So let's take a look.
Yeah.
How's it going, bros? My name is PewDiePie, and today I have some very exciting news. I'm so proud to finally announce something that we've been working on for a very long time. Rebel Mode. Rebel Mode is me and a bunch of really awesome YouTubers coming together as a group to do awesome things. But Rebel Mode is a network, and if you're a YouTuber yourself, you might have a better understanding of what that really means. But basically, as a YouTuber, you may be more or less dependent on a network to make your living on YouTube. I have been with the network throughout my entire history on YouTube, and it's something that I haven't really talked about that much, but it's been a roller coaster. Although networks is a topic that I feel very strongly about, and it's something that I almost feel a bit of responsibility for. Since I'm the biggest channel.
He's obnoxious.
Yeah, we don't like him at
And
all.
we don't like him, but he made what, $12 million last year?
$12 million. That's his net worth. Yeah.
Lovely. So what is a YouTube network?
It's kind of trying to be like a TV network where all sorts of YouTubers come together to form a communication network where you get a certain YouTuber and he'll tell you to go to the other show and everybody use the same production company. This network will be backed by Disney.
Okay, so
That-
it's taking
that's a-
YouTubers
Yeah.
and saying you're now in the same family.
Yeah.
Recommend each other's shows. You're
Yeah.
being produced by the same producer.
It's the same producer. They'll do different shows, but under the same umbrella. This one will be by Disney, which means there's big dollars here. He's going to do an animated show featuring himself.
Okay.
And all sorts of things like that. But it's interesting to see how much money is being invested in those videos where most of them looks like they cost $2
Yeah,
maybe.
but they invest money for salaries, not for production value.
Yeah, salaries. And because it's Disney, they're going to have merchandise.
Merchandise
Yeah.
of PewDiePie.
Yeah, exactly.
That's disgusting. Yeah, but good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. Let's move on to Netflix.
Let's talk about Netflix.
Yes.
That is the thing that most of my friends talked about this week. Netflix opened 2 weeks ago in 130 countries, and now they are saying that they'll block whoever is using VPN or proxies or DNS or all those sorts of methods in order to get the US Netflix.
So what will you do?
That's a big question. First of all, what does it mean? A lot of people who are using Netflix are using it as a thing from the US. They are trying to watch the content in the United States, and Netflix wants to stop that. They want to stop all those different methods, but they'll need to block a lot of sites, a lot of IPs. It will be a cat and mouse games, and they didn't said how they'll do that. So it's a big question whether they'll succeed or not.
But is it like a good move for them? I mean, let's talk about in brand-wise. I mean, they're Netflix and chill. Can't they just chill and let people that know how to VPN?
They did that up
Because
until
you are paying.
now.
People who VPN
yeah, exactly.
still pay.
I'm paying, and if it will be a good move, maybe I'll stop paying because I won't get the big content I can get from the US.
Eventually, all content will be the same. It's just a matter of time, no?
It's a matter of time, but it's a matter of a lot of time. It will take years. Netflix is
You
trying
told
to.
me it's going to take years until Netflix will come to Israel, and it didn't. You were wrong.
Yeah, it came to Israel, but it came in a very, very small a version. 8% of the content in the United States is open in Israel's Netflix. This is how bad things are here.
Yeah, well, I understand them because I don't like people who know how to cheat, and I don't, and don't teach me even though I ask them again and again.
Yeah.
Let's move on to something nerdy.
The musical, Nerds the Musical.
Wow.
Yeah.
Want to take a look before we talk about it?
This is the director of Nerds the Musical announcing that they finally got a theater and a production budget. Let's see here.
Let's see it.
Hi, I'm Casey Hushin. I'm the director of Nerds. Today has been amazing and insane. We were at a prop meeting from 9 a.m. this morning, and then around noon, I looked at my phone and saw that it was blowing up with texts and phone calls and Facebook messages. So we had announced the show today, and it's official. Nerds is going to Broadway. I couldn't be more excited. It's a dream come true. So please come see it. It's going to be amazing. Thank you so much.
So, what's going to be different in this musical? What is it about?
First of all, it's about Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and the rivalry between them.
Okay.
And second, it's going to have holograms on
Okay.
stage. And it's going to have an app when you can decide as an audience what is going to be the end of the play, which is kind of tacky. but they're trying to make it look like it's a tech-savvy show, and it's a Broadway show. You know, that's
A big Broadway show.
It's a big Broadway show. Not a lot of new Broadway shows this season. It's a big production. I don't know. It sounds kind of stupid to me.
Unless the music is very good, you know. These things can be awesome and can be awful by the quality of the writing,
But
basically.
Would you let someone decide what's the end of your show?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I think it's cool.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, let's move on to our last entertainment.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Hi.
Thank you.
The U.S. administration pledges investment of $4 billion to fund research and testing projects for autonomous vehicles. As more and more automakers are working on driverless cars, the need to find somewhere to test them increases. M-City is a new place built to mimic the U.S. roads. Meet the city where only robots are driving in this next report.
Welcome to the test track for the future of driving. M-City at the University of Michigan near Detroit is designed to mimic American roads, allowing testing of self-driving cars and other connected vehicles. The test track has mock-ups of an American main street, complete with pedestrian crossings and bike lanes. There's a train crossing, an underpass, and a section of highway with on and off ramps. Some signs are faded or graffitied to provide real-world challenges to cars' computer vision. As he drives himself around the track, the University of Michigan's James Sayer explains why M-City is needed when some companies are already testing self-driving cars on real roads.
So what you're testing here for are the more challenging scenarios that you can do them in a safe, repeatable manner. If you want to test whether or not your system is going to detect a pedestrian or a bicyclist, you don't want to be putting people in the real world at harm. And you can't do it repeatedly.
One of the companies testing at M-City is Ford, which recently started driving its autonomous vehicles in the snow. This difficult weather reduces grip and means video cameras see a field of white instead of road markings. Luckily, the car also uses laser-based sensors to build a map of the world around it.
Our car doesn't rely on seeing the surface of the road to know where it is. We build a 3D map of the environment in advance, and if we come back and we find that the surface is obscured, then our algorithms revert to using all the structure above the ground, and we still know where we are.
Even if the cars are able to deal with the weather, just handling road layouts on a good day isn't as easy as it looks.
One of the more complicated aspects of M-City is the roundabout. In the U.S., roundabouts are not that common, so they're starting to be installed, but quite frankly, Americans don't really know how to use roundabouts, and they're also very complicated for autonomous vehicles.
Of course, M-City will never be able to recreate every real-world scenario. Google recently showed off this video in which one of its cars came across a woman in an electric wheelchair brandishing a broom, chasing a duck around the street. But with fully autonomous vehicles still years away from going on sale, control tests will remain essential for a long time to come.
A woman in an electric wheelchair chasing a duck. Now let's get small for a second. Google has been photographing the streets of miniature Wonderland, the world's largest miniature city. If you're not familiar with what this place is, it's a world-famous park with the world's largest model railway. With 1,300 meters of track and over 200,000 tiny citizens, it really is a work of modern art and a tourist attraction in Hamburg. Now Google decided to put a tiny Google car inside the park to make its tiny streets available in Street View. Here is the video Google released for their new Tiny Big Adventures. Germans. And to end the show with a bang, Colin Furze, known for his crazy things he built on YouTube, decided to celebrate his 2 million YouTube subscribers in the best possible way with a fire rocket wheel.
So, we've got 120 rockets all strapped to this massive wheel. They're all going to go off in sequence. The whole thing will be spinning around. They're all going to blow up on the ground level, which is good. But for a bit of extra, come round the back. Got all these cakes, another 1,300 shots. We're lighting all them at once as well. That's how we celebrate on the Colin Furze channel. Right, let's get it lit. 3, 2, 1. Let's go, boy, let's go. Oh.
What a mess. Okay, that's it. Show's over. Thank you very much for watching. i24news.tv. That is our website. Goodbye. See you soon.